Hey, we are back, folks. We're now finally experiencing the sights and the sounds of a bustling downtown Blue Ridge. We've got the delivery trucks coming in.
Yes.
We've got the train was clanging a little bit ago.
Was it?
It's Blues and Barbecue weekend in Blue Ridge.
I saw that.
Yeah, so we're going to be we're going to be inundated with jazz aficionados and blues aficionados.
And
you
as long
never
as
can
there's
get-
good
And you
brisket,
never can get enough good barbecue, right?
right?
Yeah. Anyway, we're here, as you can see, with our favorite community relations director, Jessi Barton, from our favorite senior living center, and that would be Cameron Hall in LJ.
You got it.
How are you?
Good. How are you this
You
morning?
chilly?
I am. I should have brought a jacket, but I'm not complaining because
Not
this
complaining.
is beautiful.
It is a beautiful day. It's going to get warmer, so.
Yes.
But you did bring your gorgeous scarf with you.
I just have trouble with jeans casual day.
Is that every Friday at Cameron?
It is. It is. And not that I have a problem with it. There's a certain level that I've grown up knowing that we are supposed to have, so I try to dress my jeans up.
So what you do is you just take that little bit extra, like a pretty scarf,
Makes a
and
difference.
just kind of tidy it up a little bit.
Yes.
Before you were
Yes.
wrapped up like a frozen.
I
like
was.
A,
And after you mentioned that about was I going to do it as a headscarf, I was like, ooh, heat does leave the head. I could put it up there and stay warmer.
well, anyway, here we got a fan going on. Maybe that's part of
That's
the
true.
issue.
That's true.
But regardless, so
But, yeah.
last week we showed the beautiful patch that you
you.
earned by going to a class. Refresh our memory in that.
So that one was an at-risk adult crime tactics specialist
Right.
class. That's
Crime
a mouthful.
Tactics specialist. Yes, it is.
Yes. So
And this week we're gonna kind of follow through with that same area of expertise, and we're gonna talk about safe return of patients that suffer from schizophrenia and from
Alzheimer's, mainly Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
So that's actually how I kind of became involved with the public safety and law enforcement aspect of senior care. Is you have so many Mattie's calls in Georgia. It's called Mattie's calls, and you turn on the news and there's a Mattie's call, or we get the alerts on our phone these days and it's a Mattie's call, missing senior. And so I started finding out that law enforcement agencies don't have a lot of training on this. And so through my research to do my project, I found out about a program called Safe Return through the Alzheimer's Association. So we actually, as a volunteer for the Alzheimer's Association, we bring this to law enforcement departments to let them know that this program is out there so they can also encourage, because many, if they wander once, they may wander off again.
Chances are.
It's statistically higher that they're going to wander off a second time unless there are major interventions that happen. So the Safe Return program is really simple. Families sign up through the Alzheimer's Association. You've seen the medical alert bracelets.
Right.
Tells tells first responders if you have any issues medically. And so same thing. They can see this bracelet and know that you are a person that's on this registry. There's an 800 number on the bracelet. So if you find someone, they can't tell you what their name is, where they're from, and you notice this bracelet, you can look at that, call that 800 number, and give them the ID number.
Is that? I mean, I don't want it to sound cool, but it's almost like a pet chip. I mean, they've got an identifying mark, identifying bracelet that is traceable to an organization, and that way you can facilitate a safe return for that person.
Right. So when you call that number, you have access to that person's information. If you're a law enforcement, you have information. You can get their emergency contact. You can get their medical history. So if you need to take them to the closest emergency room, you've got that medical information. And so it makes a more successful return of the person.
So let me expand on this. So I'm in downtown Blue Ridge, and you learned from that association that if I encounter someone who is obviously lost, confused, you approach the person, you make them feel comfortable.
Sure.
You establish that they probably are suffering from some type of dementia where they don't know where they came from and need to get back safely.
Right.
So what's the next step? Do you call?
I would call law enforcement first,
Okay.
because they're going to be the ones that can facilitate contacting the families if needed. They can transport them to a hospital. So there are ways that the law enforcement can do more than just you or I as a civilian can.
Right. I mean, we encounter a person and all of a sudden we see they're wearing an identifying band on their arm. We don't want to start,
Right.
ripping around
Right.
and making them feel
Because
agitated.
then they're going to be like, they're going to feel like they're attacking me.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So get your law enforcement involved and, let them know what's going on. So
Yeah,
that's great.
definitely. And it's a great program. There is a small enrollment cost, but to me, peace of mind for a family member is going to be a lot better. And you never know. They may not wander today, but tomorrow there may be something that they may hallucinate that causes them to leave the house. My step-grandmother felt like little people were in her VCR. And I know that sounds crazy and that I'm laughing about
Nothing
it.
is crazy when it comes to that, that the brain works really, really weird ways.
Those little people in that VCR were so real to her that she left one day, had her telephone in her hand, or her remote in her hand, thinking it was her telephone, and was just walking to get away from these people. And she was going to try to call my stepdad. Luckily, local law enforcement, he was involved in public safety at the time. They knew that was the fire chief's mom, and we need to pick her up and take her somewhere safe.
Gotcha. What in your mind can people? Let me ask you this. I'm fascinated by this wristband. Is it consistent in color from the organization? If you notice a wristband that's turquoise.
That's a good question, but it's not. It actually it's like the medical alert bracelets. It just blends in with nice jewelry so people can feel comfortable wearing it. It doesn't say, oh, look at that person, they must have dementia.
I'm thinking of those rubber, the
right,
that everybody's wearing, to honor somebody or
Exactly.
to show support.
Exactly.
Is it like that?
It's not. It's more of a metal bracelet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a diabetic may wear.
Yes.
I got you. Okay. I'm sorry.
No. Good question. Great question. Because if you're out in a crowd, you may start to look for things like that.
Right.
So it is more just it blends in very nicely, but the information's there if you need it.
Is this part of the service that you provide at Cameron Hall if you have a if you have a resident that, that may start to show signs of Alzheimer's, or they come to you? Do you have patients in your census count that?
So we are not what we call I hate the term locked unit, so I would prefer secure neighborhood.
Sure.
So we're not a secure neighborhood in the sense that our residents can come and go.
Okay.
They're free to come and go.
Okay.
So if we start to notice somebody who has those elopement tendencies, or we see they're saying we're going to walk down the street, we're going to really pay close attention to them. We're even going to have some safety interventions that happen. I can always help families get signed up for that program. I have all the information that we can get them signed up.
We've talked in the past about the potential of us doing a show from Cameron Hall.
Yes.
So what I would urge you to, and I would love to do that if I'm ever in a position where I'm hosting for BKP, or even just as the all-star panel coming in.
Sure, we'd love that.
I think it would really, really be fun to set up in an environment where, we've got a lot of people out there that we can communicate with and talk to. And I'm sure that there's people that'll love to talk politics.
Oh, you might be in for it on that
one. You may get what you ask for.
You might. Yep.
So, anyway, I think that would be fun, don't you?
I love it. And Brian and I had talked about that, and then I know he had some things come up to where he's had to travel out of town. So maybe we do it this fall under our nice gazebo.
Yeah, as it gets to be a little bit cooler here, and it's maybe not conducive to do the outdoor thing. I know our partners at Circuit World love to have us, but maybe we could try coming to LJ one morning and just
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
can we get breakfast? Do we have a green room that we can really have good breakfast?
We can have biscuits and gravy.
Woo-hoo!
We are having our first responders over on Monday morning for breakfast. So
Nice.
if you want to visit as a visitor and have breakfast with us, you're more than welcome. Local first responders,
You don't have
come
to ask
out.
Lonnie and I twice. We'll be there for breakfast.
It's between
Especially
8 and
biscuits
10.
and gravy, right, Lonnie?
And Belgian waffles.
Oh, Belgian waffles.
And omelets.
Oh my God,
Okay, I'm hungry. Where's breakfast?
It's always great to have Jessi with us. Jessi is, again, the Community Relations Director. She brings us great information representing Cameron Hall. So thank you again.
Absolutely. Thank
Good to
you
see
for
you.
having me.
Yeah.
Great
Good
to see you. We miss
So,
you, Brian.
We missed you, Brian, anyway. So when we come back, Lonnie's giving us kind of a
Yeah,
maybe.
he's like, I don't know about that.
Anyway, we've got the star of the show, the pet of the week, Sienna. Sienna's going to join us with Rena from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. So Destiny, will you please take us to break so we can get ready for Sienna, our all-star pet of the week?
Yes.